When life gives you Le Mans, you make Le Mans-ade. Okay, wow. It took me a while to get this one. Le Mans. I've never done a race here. I take that back. I think I did very early on. We did this on a camel night. In those cars, but yeah, hardly ever have driven this track, even though it's a really awesome race, and but it's just not come up in any of the series I've done, so it took me a while to learn it. I think I did several laps during the day to kind of learn the track, and then at night, I think if you count all the resets I did, because I made liberal use of that active reset feature, I think I did 121 on the final session that I ended up getting my lap on, but there were a few before that too. It took a while to get this, but we were able to get ourselves a 326 926. I'm gonna be happy in the races if we can keep below 330. To be honest, I wanted to get a 324. I think it's in there. I think it's in me. I think the fast people are going to be doing 320s or 319s about. So it's kind of like, it's one of those long tracks like Nürburgring, where little mistakes, there's so many places for them to add up that they can add up to a big thing. Plus there's so many big long straightaways that if you make a little error going into one of these big long straightaways, you just lose so much time because you're not at the proper you're not at speed, if that makes sense. But I was pretty happy with this time, so let's show you the lap, and then we'll guide you through it the best we can, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit.
Sector 1 time's okay. That was a 3:26.9 seconds. Sector 3 time is fast.
All right, Le Mans in our BMW LMDh. Got ourselves a 3:26.926. It took a lot of tries to get there, but we got so have an okay exit out of this last corner here. I don't think it's that particularly great, but it was a decent run up this hill here, so we're just gonna go with it. This first corner is tough. So like basically the way I figured out I do it is like once we start kind of entering this corner, I start to lift, and then ooh, go back. All right, there's a little white line on the right hand side of the road here. That's kind of, we're gonna start braking. That's kind of my mental braking point. Braked a little early there because to get this corner right, you have to really kind of make sure your speed's not too quick going through here, because we gotta get our angle right. Otherwise, like when you get to the top of the hill there, there's no, your wheels just have zero grip. There's just like no weight on them at all. So we gotta kind of cut a little bit here, just a little bit on the gas, and then we've got to come over this way, and we can't stomp on it because like I said, it's just, there's no grip if you do that, and you just shoot off and get a massive slowdown there. So we're just gonna try and be patient. It's tough, but once the car straightens out, we can get back on the gas there. So just a little bit, and then be patient, and then once we kind of get over here where our car has settled the front end back on the ground, we can, like I said, get back on the gas. Then it's pretty much full throttle through here. Then a little bit past these cones here, kind of like right up here, is going to be our next braking point. Started out practicing during the day because that's when I've not driven this track before, but races at night, so we gotta learn at night. So we're gonna hit the brakes here pretty hard and just trail brake into this corner, and then we're back on the throttle about halfway through, and then it's pretty much full throttle through this section here. We're gonna lift for this corner that goes onto the Mulsanne Straight. It's just a little lift. We're just gonna lift, smidge, about halfway, and back on it. And come over a little bit. We need to keep our wheels on that curb there. But then yeah, and then it's just flat out until we get to, looking for these markers here, and our braking point is gonna be a little bit past where these guardrails separate. Brake pretty hard, and then we're just gonna trail into this corner here. I need to work on getting my foot all the way off the throttle when I'm braking like that, but I got it's pretty late in the morning here. So yeah, just trail brake through here, come back on it a little bit, brake a little bit, and back on it. Just trying to keep the nose planted when we can. It's not the best through there, but it was what I was able to do on my best lap. You can brake a little later going into that, and then here, yeah, where it's just flat out, go straight. Same thing here. A little like halfway in between these two markers is going to be our braking point. There's no, the separation there is a little early. Then brakes hard, and then come off, and back on the throttle. Just a smidge, and then we're gonna trail a little bit, then kind of, I'm just modulating a little bit here to keep the nose on the ground, and then back on it as we're exiting. Just feed it in, and then all the way. And then it is flat out, quite a while. And then here, I try and lift at this cone, which is just a little bit past the 100 marker if somebody hits it, so you kind of know where it is. Lift, and then we're gonna brake. So it's lift of the cone, and then we're gonna start putting a little bit of brake on, and we're gonna hold a little bit of brake pressure just to try and like honestly, I've done better in this corner by slowing down just a little bit more than I did here, but again, I've hit the point of diminishing returns, so we're not gonna get a better one. So yeah, just trail brake again. Slowing down a little bit more would have let us accelerate sooner out of this corner. It probably cost us half a second there, if I'm being honest. So yeah, I would brake harder here, like maybe 75%, and then that would let us start to accelerate kind of right about here, but we're going too fast for that because we didn't brake enough. Yeah, so then we're just gonna accelerate out. Then straights are so long. I'm gonna lift at this last marker here, and then just a little bit of brakes is what you want to do once you lift off there. A little bit of brakes, and then once this red curb starts and the car is straight, we want to be heavy on the brakes. That's gonna get us slowed down so we can take this next corner, and we're gonna accelerate out. And then here, there's, I think it's probably, no, it's like at about where the 100 marker would be. It's across from this sign here. There's a white line right there, and it's about a car length past that we're gonna really want to brake. I think I do it a little early here because it was on a good lap and I don't want to ruin it. It's pretty heavy on the brakes, and we're gonna lift slowly to trail through the corner and accelerate out. It's pretty simple. And then more flat out. Here, my braking point, there's kind of at the end of this white middle dividing line on the street here is going to be our next braking point. This is just a little one. So maybe 10-15%. Just gets us turned in, and then we're gonna throttle up. I think I'm down in 5th at this point. I remember dropping like 2 gears on this corner, and it's just full tilt all the way. And then, like some of these corners seem kind of the same in my head, but we've got these higher catch fences here. Which makes me feel like I'm in a tunnel, so that's kind of how I know where I'm at a little bit. But we're gonna brake coming out of this corner here, kind of slow us down a little bit, and then we'll get back on the gas once we kind of hit this curb. Not all the way, because we're gonna have to slow down for this next one here too. There's just a little blip there because we got some speed we can get, and then back on the brakes just to get our car turned in for the next corner here, and then back on the throttle because we don't want to go over this area here because that's a big slowdown. It's really easy to do too. Then this is just a little chicane that we can take flat out, and then the final little complex here is tough for me too. I've tried braking here, I've tried braking at the end, kind of in the middle is kind of what I settled on. We're gonna brake pretty hard. And the thing about this complex coming up is that it feels like you can go really fast when you come out of this first little chicane, but the next one coming up is right there, so I kind of have to be a little bit, you can't do that. So we're just gonna trail brake through here, and we'll get on the gas a little bit, but we're gonna kind of come off pretty soon and brake again. And like coming out of this, I feel like third is kind of the right place to be. And then for this next one, I kind of want to come out of it in second. Is kind of what I settled on towards the end there. But yeah, we're just trail braking and then on the throttle slowly and all the way. And then we've done it. We've done a lap of Le Mans. 3:26.926. So yeah, like I said, pretty happy with that considering like I've not really done this track before, and it's it's a long, tough one, and I'm just happy with the amount of time we put in it. I'll have the setup that I used for it down below. It's just a little modification to the iRacing low downforce setup, along with the B lap and O lap. If you're kind of looking for more, the O lap might be useful in this one, I guess is what I was trying to say there. But yeah, if you like the video, you're liking these guides, consider hitting the subscribe button. It'll help out a ton. Thumbs up if you like the video, thumbs down if you didn't, and head on over to twitch.tv/thepiltdownman if you want to watch along live when we attempt to do these races. Anyway, bye now.